Hi guys, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the full review of this Moto Edge 30 smartphone, which I had unboxed about a couple of weeks ago. If you want to know the general overview of this device and what this device is all about, check out my unboxing video, because in this video we'll be diving deep into this device. I've divided this review into 15 different points. So what in each area, what is good I liked, what is bad, and as this is the right mid-range device for you, premium mid-range device. And we'll also be doing minor comparisons between the this one and the Realme 9 Pro Plus, and even the Samsung Galaxy M53, because I feel all these three smartphones are very close to each other in pricing also, and sort of the performance. So let's look at this. And first, and I'm going to look here because my screen is here. And first, let's talk about the screen quality on this one. And this one is actually having a OLED screen, guys. It's a 6.55-inch screen, and it's a very good quality screen. It's a proper 10-bit panel, so no compromises. Also, it's having DC dimming, so even at night when you're using this phone at low brightness, you will not have an issue with this one. Also, it has HDR10 certification, so it's a very good screen. Another thing that about this one is that this is not a regular 120 Hz but 144 Hz panel that we are getting, so a very good screen. Another small thing that I liked in this one, the touch sampling is very sensitive, so if you're sort of a gamer or something, you will appreciate that. And it's a very fluid device. One only thing that I wished on this smartphone is that indoors, whenever you use it, no issues. Auto brightness is also okay, enough brightness. But what I've noticed is that in outdoor conditions, direct sunlight, it is not super bright, I would say. It's not like it's not visible, but it's not that bright. Maybe it's just because I was coming from primary. My sim was in the Galaxy S22 earlier, but I would say the maximum brightness in outdoor conditions could have been better, but still a very good phone. Now, coming to the in-hand feel here, I would say this sets itself apart from the competition. It's extremely light, just weighs 155 grams, so extremely light and very comfortable to hold. But it does not feel cheap or anything like that. It feels very premium. The back is not glass, guys. It looks like and feels like glass, but this is a fiber material that they have used. I used it without the case or anything. Accidentally once it dropped, also no scratches, but you do get a case inside the box, so that way it is okay. And now if I come back to the original S22 Plus that I was using, this feels a little bit more heavy. So it's very light to hold and comfortable to actually hold in the hand, 155 grams. The only thing is that back, I'm not using it with the case. It does resist the fingerprints to quite a bit of extent, but some of the fingerprints you might be able to see on this one. Now, coming to one thing that I was very surprised with this one, yes, it does have stereo speakers, and actually it's pretty loud. Check out my unboxing video, and it's actually so loud that I didn't have to keep the volume level above 70% on this one. Generally, in many of the other smartphones, I generally have to keep the volume level at about 90%, but here, even at 70%, it was very loud. But one hiccup is that if you keep the volume level above 90%, it is so loud that the back, you feel slight vibrations. But again, one of the loudest, I would say, in terms of stereo speakers that we have. Okay, moving to the next thing is that this is a wish list, and we don't have this, though it has that great speakers and all those things, stereo speakers, but no 3.5mm headphone jack on this smartphone, so that is something that is missing. Okay, moving to next thing that I liked, and this is a small thing, this is regarding haptic feedback. That's the vibration motor on this one. I feel for the price, the vibration motor is done well, and it has that strong vibration, so again, it's effective. This is a new thing on Motorola phones. Generally, they never used to put in-display fingerprint scanner. This one has an in-display fingerprint scanner, and it's actually done very well. I was worried because this is the first time that actually Motorola is putting an in-display fingerprint scanner, but it's very good and no issues. The only thing is that nitpicking, it's slightly at the bottom. Generally, the fingerprint scanners are here, but the location of this one is slightly at the bottom. So it'll take you a couple of days to get used to this. But now moving to RAM management on this one, and guys, I'm using the base variant that comes with 6 GB of RAM, not the 8 GB RAM variant. And I have to say, because again it's stock Android UI and all these things, the RAM management has been done very well. So even with the 6 GB of RAM, it's good enough. But again, if you are a person, I would say who plans to keep phones more than 2 years or whatever, maybe you can look at the 8 GB variant. But again, even with the 6 GB RAM variant, I did not have an issue. It also has an option of RAM boost or something like that, but I did not enable that. I was just using it with just that 6 GB of RAM. Now coming to the storage, here I have some good things and we have some bad things. The bad thing is that they only have one variant of the storage, that is 128 GB. Even if you go with the 8 GB RAM variant, you just get 128 GB. There is no 256 GB variant as of now that is sold in India. Also, we do not have a micro SD card slot on this one, so you have to rely on what storage we have. But now coming to one thing that I really liked on this smartphone, and many of you were also asking me, and I did some test also regarding that, what type of storage does this have? This actually has the new UMPC-5 type of storage. And if you look at the screenshot, this is the latest version of hybrid storage from Micron. And in fact, this combines the LPDDR RAM and the UFS storage into one. In fact, this one is actually having UFS 3.1 storage, but as the LPDDR RAM is also on the same chip, the performance is blazingly fast. In fact, I did some tests and I was amazed with the performance. For example, as you can see from this one, I ran this benchmark even on the Realme 9 Pro and even on this one. And as you can see, the first one is for the Motorola, and as you can see, this sequential reads is 524. This is one of the highest that I've seen. Look at the Realme where it's around 300, and the reads also, these are 700. This is nothing short of flagship levels, guys. For example, I also ran the same software even on the Samsung Galaxy S22. And here I'll add the screenshot. So many people were worried about this type of storage or whatever. This is even like UFS 3.1, but the combination of the LPDDR RAM and that, this is even faster. It's like the flagship storage, guys. So definitely in terms of storage and stuff, you don't have to worry. It is easily beating other mid-range premium smartphones in terms of the storage that they have done. And I'm glad that Motorola is using the cutting edge UMCP5 type of storage, and that shows in the performance of the smartphone. That is why it is blazingly fast on this, the storage and the RAM combination that we have. Now moving to the battery here, initially just looking at the specs, I was also very worried about the battery because the battery capacity is just 4020 milliamp hour, and I thought, I was scratching my head, what is the battery life that I would be getting? But guys, I was amazed with the battery life, and it feels like this smartphone is having a battery life of something about 4600 to 4700 mAh. In fact, the battery life I was getting was way better than I was getting on the Samsung Galaxy S22 Plus that I have. For example, here are the charts, and if you look at it, the first one, this is at about 4%, and if you notice, the standby time on all of them is above 24 hours. This was with about 1.5 days, one day 12 hours, and we got a screen on time of 6 hours 29 minutes, and this was with dual SIM. The middle screenshot, guys, here I was just using it with a single SIM, that is my primary SIM, and here as you can see, it was at 2%, almost got 2 days of standby time. In fact, the idle rate is very low on this smartphone, and screen on time 7 hours that we got. And the next one, this was again also with dual SIM usage, and I had forced it to 144 hertz, a little bit of heavy usage, a lot more talking that I did on that day. And here we got a screen on time of 4 hours 51 minutes, almost 5 hours. So needless to say, in terms of battery life, I was impressed with this one, and you should expect anywhere from about 5 hours of battery life to even 7 to 7.5 hours of battery life, with about 24 hours between charges. So in terms of battery life, I was very surprised, and I think so this is only possible because of the combination of that UMCP5 storage, where the LPDDR RAM and the storage is on the same chip, making it way power efficient compared to other solutions or what other mid-rangers use. But one hiccup that I noticed, and if you saw that last screenshot, if I was forcing the smartphone to 144 hertz, then the SOT will fall down, and I noticed about 30 to 40 minutes less of SOT when you're keeping it on, forcing it on 144 hertz. I would say just leave it on auto. That way you get actually pretty good battery life. So battery life was a big surprise to me also. Now coming to the processor on this one, again this one has the new Snapdragon 778 Plus. Remember, many of the premium mid-rangers are coming with Snapdragon 778. This is the first one in India with the 778 Plus, and I have to say the performance was blazingly fast. No heating or anything, very fluid in operation, no lag whatsoever that I was getting. And to gauge the performance, I also ran some benchmarks. As you can see, the first screenshot is for the Motorola and second is for the Realme 9 Pro Plus. And again, in single core, not a huge difference. The Moto is getting 818, whereas the Realme got 808. But notice the multi-core performance, 2800 versus 2289. So significantly, this is way faster. The Snapdragon 778 Plus is actually way faster. So I decided to do one more thing. I decided to run Antutu on this one. And here again, as you can see, massive difference. The first one is the Moto 5,86,000, whereas the Realme 9 Pro Plus is getting 5,02,180. So needless to say, the performance on this smartphone is amazing. One of the best in terms of the premium mid-rangers that we are seeing. So in terms of day-to-day performance or anything, you don't have to worry on this one. Excellent performance that we are getting. Now moving to the 5G bands also, here also Motorola hasn't compromised. Generally Motorola never compromises on 5G bands. And again, this one is getting 13 bands of 5G again, which is the highest in this segment. Next thing is regarding the call quality and the earpiece. I tested this one with my Airtel SIM in Hyderabad and also with my Jio SIM, and I have to say cellular reception was very good. We also get 4G plus on this one. It does have carrier aggregation, and the call quality was also very good. The earpiece quality is excellent on this one. I did not have that silly proximity sensor issues while even taking big calls on this one. So in terms of call quality, I did not have an issue. In fact, I also tested this one with Wi-Fi calling, and Wi-Fi calling also worked very well. So no issues in terms of call quality. Now let's talk about the camera. Back, if you notice, we have a triple camera setup. The main camera is a 50 megapixel, has optical image stabilization. The next camera is again a 50 megapixel, which is ultra wide plus macro. So does a job of two cameras. Then we have the 2 megapixel depth obligatory. And the front facing camera is also actually pretty good. But here are some of the samples that I have taken with this one so that you get a better understanding regarding the camera. This was actually taken in ultra wide, and this was the regular shot and ultra wide. Ultra wide also comes out very good. One improvement I see is in HDR. Notice that it's not blown out. These were taken at night with ultra wide, and ultra wide is definitely doing a very good job. This was a regular shot, and ultra wide you can also shoot macro, so it works. This was just around sunset time, and this was in the portrait bokeh mode. One huge improvement I'm seeing is at night the shots come out much better compared to most other Moto phones that I have tested. And this was an actually pretty low lighting. This was the regular shot, and this was with that portrait bokeh mode. Again, this was also in that portrait bokeh mode. We went to a restaurant, so I just took some casual shots here and there, and as you can see, the night shots actually came out much better than what I had thought. Some random pics that I shot at night in the house, and again, as you can see, these pictures also actually came out pretty good. Again, to give you an idea, this was the regular shot and this was an ultra wide. The 32 megapixel front facing camera also actually takes some decent pics. Recording this video with the front facing camera of this Moto Edge 30, and as you can see, I'm just walking around to give you an idea how will be the video recording for this sort of a vlog style video. And this is in morning, sun hasn't come, and what I've noticed with this Cube Moto Edge 30 surprisingly compared to earlier Moto devices is that in not that great lighting, this does perform a lot better compared to earlier Moto phones. Earlier Moto phones used to really struggle if the lighting was not that good. But what do you feel about the video recording with the same? Let me know. The only bummer I would say in terms of camera is that at night, and when the lighting falls pretty low, automatically when you're taking the shots, it goes into the night mode, and whenever it goes to the night mode, when you click the shutter, it takes about 2-3 seconds. So that is that delay. So it's actually indirectly exactly forcing you to that night mode automatically. And actually you get decent results. But again, if subjects are moving, for example, in family, I was trying to take photograph, nobody was moving their hands, you can get some blurry shots. But still, nevertheless, I would say if I have to compare this one with other Moto smartphones, the camera performance on this one is far better than earlier Moto smartphones, or even the Moto Edge 20 that came last year with 108 megapixel. So Motorola has optimized the camera a lot better, and I would say I was surprised with the camera performance. I was not expecting it that much, but again, if the rear facing camera is your highest priority, I feel the Realme 9 Pro Plus goes slightly hard, not by a huge percentage, but yes, this has the best rear facing camera in this price segment. Okay, some of you have also asked me about the compass sensor on this one. Yes, the compass sensor is present on this smartphone, and it works. For example, let me show you. Yeah, as you can see, the compass sensor is working on this one. Now moving to the Android updates, out of the box this comes with Android 12, stock Android UI and all those things, so no issues. And Motorola has promised next 2 years of Android updates, so Android 13 and 14 you'll be getting, and next 3 years of Android security updates. Apart from that, again, as it's a Motorola phone, you get all the Moto gestures. For example, double chop for the flashlight, twist to open the camera, and all those gestures are still there. But still, it's a very clean, almost close to stock Android UI that you are getting on this smartphone, and in fact it gives you that pixel vibes, I would say. Now, some of the improvements and some of the misses that I found on this smartphone, the first thing is only 128GB variant. Why can't they release even the 256GB variant? Next thing, again, no micro SD card slot, so you have to rely on internal storage. And I also wish that it had the 3.5mm headphone jack. And I feel the further optimizations can be done to the camera. I hope they further improve the camera with OTA updates. Moving to the glass protection, this one has Gorilla Glass 3. I accidentally dropped once, nothing happened, but I wished it came with Gorilla Glass 5 or 6. And lastly, I wish the max screen brightness in outdoor conditions could have been better. It's 500 nits. It could have been around 700 nits. Now, let me actually read the summary that I have written about this smartphone. So let me just read it. The Moto Edge 30 is a very good premium mid-ranger. It's super light and comfortable to hold. I was worried about the 4020 mAh battery, but as we saw, the battery life is actually very good, and the idle drain is extremely low on this smartphone. I think so. We are able to get that good battery life because of the UMPC 5 storage with that LPDDR5 RAM, and because of that we are able to get very good battery life. And you saw the storage speed is also extremely fast, very fast storage. The overall performance is also one of the fastest, I have to say, in this segment, and the UI, which is very close to stock Android without bloatware and ads, is a big plus point in my opinion in this price range. Also, it's very fluid in operations thanks to the 144 Hz refresh rate providing and the high touch sampling, which gamers will appreciate. I'm not a big gamer, guys, but this is a Qualcomm Elite gaming certified smartphone, hence should be even good for gaming. If you want to know about gaming, check out some other channels who do extensive gaming. I did a little bit of Call of Duty and it played fine without any issues, and I feel the overall performance is very good considering the GPU and the CPU performance is also very good on this one compared to the normal Snapdragon 778 SoC. The camera is also a big improvement, I have to say, compared to earlier Moto devices. But in this segment, again, I have to say the Realme 9 Pro Plus rear-facing camera is slightly better than the Moto Edge 30 by a few percentage points. The Moto Edge 30 is certainly among a big standout device in this premium mid-range smartphone category. Yes, there is about a 2,000 rupees premium compared to some of the other premium mid-range devices like the Realme 9 Pro Plus or even the Samsung M23, but I feel that premium is justified. Like any other premium mid-range smartphone, this Edge 30 is also not a perfect smartphone. It has its shades of flaws like I have mentioned, but still overall, if I have to say, this is one of the best premium mid-range smartphones launched yet in 2022. Anyways, guys, that was my full review of this Moto Edge 30. If you have purchased this device, do let me know in the comment section what is your experience. Anyways, guys, if you're still not subscribed to this YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys.